Well,
Your mic is peeking out.
alright, bro. Ladies and gentlemen,
Immediately.
welcome to the MotoBois Recap with your host, Talon214, and yours truly, Mr. Slurp. Today we're going to be breaking down this week in MX Bikes and MX Simulator. Talon, welcome.
Oh yeah.
How we feeling?
Very
How we
first
feeling?
episode here. Very first episode.
Dude, this is going to be good. I just can feel it. This is
Oh
going
yeah.
to be good.
We got bored, so we decided, fuck it, we're gonna do recaps like they do in real life. But there's too many real
Exactly,
life
bro.
recaps, so we said, fuck it, we're doing it in game.
Yeah, we're doing an
We're doing
in-game
in-game.
recap of MX Bikes. We got the information, what happened during the week. We're going to talk about the track, the race, what happened, what we didn't
Oh yeah.
like, what we did like,
As
what we
racers
think should
ourselves.
happen. We're just going to be bench racing, having a good time here.
Oh yeah.
So come along for the ride, ladies and gentlefish.
As me and Sir both race I race both series. I try to.
Yeah, Talon's just goated. He
Both
races
games.
sim and bikes.
And
I
Slurp
don't
just
have
does
the
bikes.
I have the attention span of a goldfish, so I can't go pro in sim. But bikes I can. So
Oh yeah. So we already
all right,
know our
Talon.
input.
Let's jump into this shit, dude.
Oh yeah. People might think it's cringe corny. Fuck it. Alright, we doing this.
Nah, dude.
Doing it each
Fuck
and every
you.
week, hopefully.
Hey, fuck you. If you think this is cringe, bro.
We're doing it every
Get out
week.
of my.
Hopefully it
Exactly.
goes big. We got this.
Yeah. Nah, we got this. We're gonna be the next
Alright.
Talon.
So,
All right, Talon. Start us off with sim, dude.
oh yeah. We don't know if we're gonna be doing 2 separate episodes or not, but for now we're doing sim. If it's all one
Yeah.
episode, just this portion's gonna be sim. Alright.
Yeah. All right.
The
Talon,
track.
start us off.
We're gonna talk about the track first of all. Alright. To be honest with you guys, it was kind of a simple track, alright? Not simple as it was easy to go fast, there wasn't a lot going on in it. There was like 2 or 3 rhythms, but they were all really small. They were like 2 jumps are in and out. Done. Alright. You know, but one big main topic going into these races is the East Coast Championship. All right. So far, as Kellen pointed out on the broadcast, every points leader has missed the following main event. Whether it be just straight up not making it, or like Badani's thing where he got protested in the 40s, just ruined his race. Couldn't make it for the 250 class the following week. So, that was a pretty big thing coming in here. Seeing if Cepeda could break the curse, still hasn't. He didn't make it. So now it's on Matherly next week. For anyone that watched, yeah, Matherly did end up securing that red plate for the following week. One big main point, Braden Tharp, your West Points leader, had a pretty big gap going into this week. Had to go to the LCQ. That was pretty big. Had some problems in the heat race. But he got it done. Got the early lead in LCQ. Was able to win it. So yeah, it was shocking to see him in there, but he was able to get it done and go pretty easily into the main event. Next thing to go with 250s. Honestly, it was kind of all over the place. Hayden Stevenson, your early points leader for the West Coast, after winning A1, got the whole shot and immediately banged his head on the over-under, jumping into it right after the whole shot line.
Here we go. Padani with a great start is going to lead him into turn number 1. The 35 machine to the outside trying to get it. No, it's Hayden Stevenson. On the next is Kawasaki. Then he hits his head on the tunnel jump and goes down.
So immediately had the pace and just immediately tossed it. And that allowed Jakes Beeson to lead, and he basically led start to finish. Checked out on the field for a little bit, rode his own little race, was able to secure his first pro win. It's hard enough
What
just
a
to be
guy.
pro, but he got his first pro win. So
A guy, dude.
He is
Good
in-
for that guy.
he's in the sim history books.
Wow.
But yeah, he's
I
able
mean,
to get it
and-
done.
To preface this, Talon knows everything ever about sim, and I'm just a casual, so he's got the sim portion on lock. So I'm just here
Yeah.
to chime in.
Slurp
but other than
knows Leclerc, Carter, Sully, and Shirley.
I
And
know the
that's it.
big 4 and like a couple of the 250 guys.
Oh, and
Everything else.
Spencer Turley. Can't forget Spencer Turley.
Oh, what's up, my dude? That's
yeah.
that's it. That's all I know.
That's all he knows.
Talent-
So,
Talon's gonna run the sim portion. The bikes
yeah.
portion's we're gonna even it out, but
oh yeah.
Talon's got the sim part.
So we got through all that 250. It was a lot of carnage. Stevenson, he charged up to the pack, went down a couple more times with other people, and came home with a solid finish. It was a solid finish of 8th, so not as great as he would have liked, but still good for the title. Well, I say title. The championship's pretty spread open. Tharp being Mr. Consistent this year with a worst finish of 4th. And his 2 people that are second and third as title rivals, both not making a main event this year. So it's pretty blown open. Tharp has 136 points with the results of going 2-1-1. He won a Triple Crown, and then he got 4th at the next one, and then 4th this week. But he's at a total of 136 points. And then Spieth with a worst finish of, like I said, not showing, but whenever he does make it, his worst finish is 3rd whenever he makes the mains. Having only made 4 though out of the 6, still didn't really help your title, but it puts him into he's up into 2nd after this win. So, but he's still 47 points back at Tharp. So this points title, championship, whatever you want to call it, is pretty. I don't know. It's pretty blown open. I think Tharp has this on lock unless he misses a few mains, which the way he's riding doesn't really look like it. And then Stevenson, he missed round 3. And then it's been constant trying to fight for, that top 10 spot. He got 12th at the first Triple Crown, 10th at the second one, 8th this week. So he's slowly improving step by step, but not at that speed that he had at round 1. So he only has 83 points in the season, 53 back from Tharp. So, the results aren't really showing where his speed is. So, once he gets that, has to avoid the mistakes, not get collided with a bunch of other people, he could probably get up there. Probably sounds, weird coming from me, a guy who's barely qualifying top 40, but, we've seen he has the pace and he can make it. He can make a win whenever he has a chance. So,
Gonna chime in here, Mr. Talent. From what I've noticed, from what I'm looking at on the stat sheet here, Tharp's got this shit on lock.
Oh yeah, he has a pretty good. He's been in the game for a while.
47. That's not a typo. I'm gonna say.
Oh yeah.
47 points, ladies and gentlemen. In the 250 class, that might as well be 100 points.
Oh,
so this guy, unless his PC just explodes, which I don't see happening.
Pulls a 100 route from 2016.
Yeah, pulls a route or some shit like that. He's got this shit on lock. I mean, 2-1-1-1-4-4. I mean, dude.
Yeah, look at.
He's
kind of like he's kind of like Shirley from last year, except without the obviously consistent wins, but he's always top 3, 4th twice, so he's always up there.
Yeah, and then Spieth and Stevenson fucking all over the place, dude. Like it's just
2 title favorites coming into the year.
Yeah, I mean,
just so confident. Stevenson pulled out the win round 1, had the red plate going into round 2, got a 5th, lost the points lead, and then just has not been able to get it under wraps and have that A1, type results.
I mean, yeah, Tharp he looks the most polished. I mean, he's the most consistent. He's got the most speed. I mean, that's a dangerous combo, dude. Yeah. I mean,
he also has that experience. He's been in the game for a while now, so he has that experience to help him.
And I will say, that guy, if you watch those hot laps on YouTube, ladies and gentlemen, go watch a Braden Tharp hot lap on one of these tracks, and you'll see why he's 47 points ahead of fucking everybody else.
Oh, yeah.
That guy's a fucking alien.
He's put in the work even after the races.
Oh, yeah. He's the most polished guy. Yeah. And then the East Coast, I mean...
It's a lot closer.
A lot
closer. A lot of inconsistency in the riders.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm always biased towards Matherly. I mean, I'm throwing it out there, ladies and gentlemen. I'm biased towards Matherly, however you want to say it.
Who isn't? Like,
he's
a big fan favorite. He's a big fan favorite.
First 4 rounds, 2-6, 4-4. I mean, dude, and he's in the points lead. I mean, he's just consistent. I mean, and then you got fucking Badani winning a race. Didn't even fucking make it. Then you got Nerona winning a race.
Got protested, didn't make it. Nerona going 1 to not even making it. It's not gonna get it.
it's not gonna get it done, folks. I mean, but I will say, in sim, out of any other game, I've lost my train of thought, ladies and gentlemen. It's way easier to not make a race in sim, from what I've noticed. Like, if some crazy shit happens in the LCQ, if you crash like once,
The
you're
nerves can
pretty much
really get to
fucked.
you. Just
Oh yeah,
The
I
speed
mean,
is unreal in the pro class these days. One
dude,
crash and you're losing 10 spots.
yeah,
So,
absolutely.
you know,
And I know from personal experience, 2022 Minneapolis novice class, I've never been more nervous in my life, folks. On a laptop, getting about 20 frames at best. It's a shit show. So I can't even imagine the pro level. These guys are gnarly.
oh yeah.
So, but yeah, Matherly, he's just the most consistent guy. He hasn't won yet. He hasn't shown me that like top speed yet. Like, I haven't seen like, oh yo,
Oh yeah.
Matherly's fucking barking. Like, I haven't seen that yet. I know it's in there because I've seen the clips. He's a barker. He is a barker on the virtual dirt game, the dirt bike game. So I'm just waiting.
Yeah.
If he pulls out a win, I think
Maybe the
we have our
confidence
guy.
comes in and he's the top
If
guy
he
again.
sneaks a win in, dude, I have Matherly for the East Coast. But
Mhm.
other than that, nobody's really showing me anything. No one's. I mean, you got Padani, you got Nerona with the win, but like, dude, that
Cepeda
consistency.
was there, but then the not making
Yeah,
it this week. It was an
yeah,
East West showdown, so there's that little bit of benefit. Um,
absolutely.
but even then, it's still, if you want to be the top guy winning these championships, you gotta make it. Even Tharp had a hiccup in the heat race, had to go to the LCQ, but he still pulled out, won the LCQ, and fought hard in the main event.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a clear favorite for East like there is for West, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming that if Matherly or one of these guys can like get on a roll, there's your favorite guy, because there's like 5 guys that can win in East, to be
Yeah,
honest with you. So
you
we'll
know,
just have to wait and see till what, they have a week off, so it'll be
week off, then
Birmingham.
Birmingham. It is a triple crown, so it's
Crown.
three short races. Um, but just running guys through the points, we got Matherly, Kid Matherly at 78 points. Dylan Delaire is in second. He is 7 back from Matherly. We got Emmanuel Cepeda, who didn't make it, is 18 back from Matherly now. Johnny Padani, who was on a roll, he got fourth first, got protested and then suspended for a week on the first round back to East Coast at Daytona, so he missed that. And then he kind of lost his stride. He got a P10 at the East-West Showdown, so he is 20 points back from Adderley. And then we got Ben Nerona. It's looking like, so he had a first place, didn't make it in round 2, got third, and then now he had a 17th. So it's kind of off and on of he has pace, and then he doesn't. Once he gets that consistency together, he's probably going to be a big title favorite. Maybe he brings it back this year, maybe next year, or, whenever. Or, yeah, like I said, maybe he gets another win, finds his stride, starts clicking off races and can catch up. But he is 25 points back from Matherly, so that is a big points deficit. And yeah, that is a 250s out of the way. I guess
Get to these
the big boys.
450s for Talon, because this is I only know the 450s, really, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah,
You got Carter. What can you say? He's a fucking demon in Supercross. I mean,
he has a
he's
suspension dialed.
he's just nasty. If you see the guy go through the whoops, you'd think he's fucking hovering over the track. You got Eagland. He kind of had a shitty race
Yeah.
in India. I don't know what happened, but hey,
He went
it happens
from
to the
he was 1 point down going into this race after losing it last week, after losing the points lead, and then he comes into the break 19 points down, so losing 18 points after one race. Not too good for your title hopes, especially against a man like Carter, who's very consistent late in the year.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't even know where to go. I mean, Shirley's. I like what I saw from Shirley this week. I like the come from behind. It looked like kind of like 2023, a little bit of last year. He showed some speed. If he could start up there with Carter like you saw at A2, he was up there with Carter. He hung there. I mean, just like one little mistake. I mean, but that's just how good Carter is, dude. Like
I mean,
that
yeah,
one
this
little
week
mistake.
got the whole shot, led start to finish, never gave it up
I mean,
once.
yeah,
So,
you're not. Yeah,
I mean, he could definitely come from the back and win, even if he gets a
yeah,
bad start. But getting that good start for Carter, it's unstoppable.
yeah. I mean, if you give Carter a start, turn off the TV. I mean, I'm sorry. Hey, Kellen, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. If Carter's getting the whole shot, I'm clicking off the stream, bro. I'm sorry. It's over. You know it's over.
Oh yeah.
He's just too much of a rock.
If he gets
Trying to
whole
think.
shot and someone like Shirley or Leclerc isn't up there with them, or maybe
Yeah,
even Eagland, it's not gonna be
it's
good.
wraps. It's wraps, folks. I mean, these
Um,
guys are too. At this stage in the video game, the game's older than me, guys. At least I think it is. I don't know.
Came out late 07.
Okay, no, I'm older than it. But anyway,
You got 1 year on it. I got 2.
yeah. So these guys are just too good. I mean, it's insane. I've actually been in a lobby with Carter when I played the game. He sucked the gear off of my rider. I didn't have my guy was in his undies. Let's just say that. Who else? Who else, Talon? Who did anybody surprise you in the 450 class this week?
I know it shouldn't be much of a surprise. But Sully, he was up there battling for the podium. It's been the first time, and I think a little bit that he's done that. He did get a P2 at A1. Round 2, it was a bad race, but also, that was whenever he was getting spammed by bots, by follows, all that stuff. And then he kind of lost his stride. But, same with Shirley. They were championship favorites, or at least, top 3 guys. And it just ended up not working out for them with some bad results here and there, but they were able to get it back together this round with, like you said, Shirley P2. Sully was battling podium all race, even caught up to Shirley at one point. And then, he had some run-ins with Enzo Buttigni. He even voiced his frustration. I watched the stream back a little bit, so he was not too happy with Enzo.
Means the 52nd lap.
Like, what are you doing?
Felt like he was holding him up. There was that, maybe a little bit of lag. Also helped out, always the foreigners get some lag to, it's kind of hard to make passes. And but one thing I want to point out for Carter is, obviously last week he switched to district designs. Swap teams, left his own team that he created, that his dad sponsors, I guess.
Which is crazy. Hey, I'm not judging, but that's fucking crazy. I'm just gonna throw that out there. That's crazy.
Just needed a new look. Didn't like the gas from fender. Figure he wanted the KTM after riding it for so many years now, I guess in the game, or a couple years, and he's 2 for 2. He is 2 for 2 on that machine. So we'll see if he can continue the streak after week off. This week off could be good or bad for some people. Some guys could take it as, let me take a break from gaming and from the game, and they could lose their pace. Or some people could play nonstop and gain pace. You really never know, but we'll see in Birmingham for that Triple Crown. Yeah, it's gonna be a crazy race. Honestly, don't have too much more on these 450 guys. Didn't really watch most of it. Obviously Carter checked out, so there was just that, and we knew the win was over after about the 5-minute mark when he had a decent gap. And most of his guys were buried with bad starts. So, I mean, there was that. Some people had pace with him, but it wasn't like drastic 1 second pace over him. It was same pace, so they couldn't really catch him much after he had that big lead. And, yeah, he knows how to go through lappers in this game, so those don't really give him much of trouble. So he's just, I don't know. Braden Carter might make this a 5th championship in a row. He's already broken Fresca's record for wins this year. He might break it for championships this year.
Yeah,
and
I mean, he's like I said, like with Tharp, he's just the most polished guy in the class. I mean, England is making it interesting. I will not lie. England has stepped it up this year. He's been kind of putting up a fight to Carter.
He's always kind of been there, but this time he's making it real close. He's always like been there early, and then by the time he finds his stride, it's always too late. But it found like he found it pretty early in the season to help it be closer. And this race just wasn't his.
Yeah, I mean, what I will say, if we can get a Carter, Shirley, Sully, Eagland 1, 2, 3, 4 in the start of a race, that might feed all of Africa. That's all I'm saying. If we can get that, I'd like to see what happens, because those guys can give, if they can just start up there, that's all it's been. It's been starts. Those guys don't start together rarely. And when they do, it's interesting, like at A2 with
Yeah.
Shirley and those guys. But
And A1 with Sully, how he was keeping up with Carter, even
dude.
battling for the win there at the end.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
if those guys could just start together, it's going to be good. But for now, Carter's your guy.
yeah.
Carter's the guy
Yep.
right now.
Yeah, he's the only one that could work through the pack. A lot of these guys can get up there, can maybe get to a P5. But Carter's one of the main guys we've seen go from last up to that top 5. Almost guys have to start 15th or better to get up to that top 5. No shame on those guys. Just Carter's just that good.
Yeah, like
He's just one of the best at the game. Like I said, he beat Frescas's record on wins this year. He's the first person to do the 3-peat on the game in Supercross, and he might be the first person to get 5 championships, and it will be 5 in a row as well. So,
I mean, he's probably the go-to Supercross guys. Like, I mean, it's hard to fucking beat the guy. I mean, there's not much more else to say. He's the guy right now.
What we need is Frescas coming out of retirement.
Yeah, hey, Fresquez, man, if you're listening to this, brother, I'm gonna need you to get. Hey, I'll give you my PC, bro. If we can get you back, so we can get you to battle with Carter, that's all I ask, bro. Or let's put a pin in that. Hey, Payson. Hey, Payson.
Start the grind again.
If you start playing the game again, I don't care if you get 16th one race and then just beat Carter by like 45 seconds the next race. If we could just throw you in there, because we know you are the fastest human being ever on the fucking video game. That's all I'm saying. Payson, come back, please.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Another one of the top guys. If he was, he always says he's retired, right at the end of outdoors, and then he races a few Supercross, and then he comes back for outdoors the next year. I guess we'll see if Leclerc. Obviously we've all heard he's in Thailand right now, so he's on vacation but still racing. So they said he's been in the game so long, right? It's been what 12, 13 years that he's been in the game. Obviously 2 or 3 in the military, stuff like that he missed, but he's always going to be a guy. He's always going to be a contender. Been in the game this long, has that experience. So we'll see if anybody can reel in Carter. It's really what we're hoping for. But obviously he has a 19-point lead over Eagland and a 30-point lead over Shirley, who's in 3rd, and a 45-point lead over Sullivan in 4th. So this title's getting out of grasp pretty quick. It was pretty close last round, but it's starting to go away, and Carter's still looking like he's the guy.
Other than that, guys, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
That wraps up
the first recap.
The first MotoBoys recap of many. I think this is going to be a thing, Town. I think this can be a thing.
Tune into Sim on Wednesdays. The East Championship's going to be close. 450s might be there depending on if Carter has some mistakes.
Sure.
But yeah, that was our first attempt at recaps.
This has been the MotoBoys recap. You're with your host, Talent 214. I'm Slurp. Guys, this has been the MotoBoys recap.
Hopefully you guys show up for more.
Yeah, take it easy, guys. We'll see you next week.